Quick disclaimer, the comments made in this podcast are not meant to be hurtful or insulting to the authors of the highlighted fanfiction. Any seemingly degrading comments are made in jest and are not meant to be taken seriously. Similarly, anything read as part of the fanfictions do not represent the values of the hosts.
Film school.
Stupid Metallica needs to get out.
That's
the one. Welcome to Pick a Fic.
Oh my gosh!
The episode all about picks. My name is Jason, and with me is Micah.
Hey, Mega Man Eddie.
Mega Man A.E.
Eddie.
I still have Darcy roll up. Still don't know who that is.
Wait, okay.
There's a Reddit thread with still hunt existing. Why is Darcy still a heavy sniper?
Okay, I searched Mega Man Darcy roll. The first is Mega Man Rock and Roll. Spoilers: How to Get Letters by Nico Evaluates.
Destiny 2, how to get Darcy exotic heavy sniper rifle. Anyway, hello everybody, welcome to Pick a Fic. This is the fan fiction podcast where we read fan fictions. My name is Jason, and with me is my okay brother Micah.
Hey.
So, what's up?
The Nintendo Switch 2.
How many people will get that?
No one.
Okay.
But I bought a Nintendo Switch 2.
You did. You bought it. I didn't.
Day one at the Best Buy.
11:01.
11:01. Not at midnight. So it,
what
guys,
a crisp time to be
if someone tells you Nintendo Switch 2 came out on June 5th, no, it did not. It came out on June 4th, 11:01.
Central Time.
That's Central Time.
Because the Best Buy didn't adjust its times of opening for the time zone. So if you're it might have been 10:01 for you where you live. It might have been like it might have actually been on the 5th. It might have been at like 2:01 in the morning. I thought that was strange. Maybe that's a Nintendo restriction. Like this time, Japan time is when you can legally sell it.
Maybe.
So then they have to. It just pushes everything back instead of just being 11:01 across the world. But anyway,
so I got a Nintendo Switch 2.
You're playing the Mario Kart?
I'm playing the Mario Kart. I'm loving the Mario Kart. It's super fun. The online right now is in shambles.
Nice.
Have you heard it in the news?
No.
So, okay.
I don't go on the internet.
Recent gaming news.
Breaking news.
Mario Kart World Online is broken. And what I mean by that is, so before the newest update, how online works, from what I don't play online, but from what I gather, when you go online, you can vote for a course. Now, there are some courses that are all like 3-lap courses, like your regular standard course. But then there's also like, what are they called? Like intermission courses, where you start from like one end of the road, and for 2 laps you go down this road, and then you get to the main course, and you do that for a lap. Nobody wants the intermission courses for obvious reasons. So everyone does random to hopefully have a chance of like somebody of it just picking the 3-lap course.
Okay, so what is this, the broken part?
No. I mean, it was already broken from that because everyone, doesn't want to do the intermission one, so they do random, and that will pick a three course map. From what I gather.
Okay.
I just watched a 3-minute Nathaniel Bandy video on this. So, and then after the update, the now picking random will also choose an intermission course.
Oh.
The Reddit's on fire right now. Twitter is on fire right now. Blue Sky is on fire. The community,
not Blue Sky.
The community is in shambles. They can't recover from this unless Nintendo reverts the update.
Mario Kart everyone is in shambles.
It's so true though. Everyone is like, I'm ditching Mario Kart Online. I'm done.
I'm going to Sonic Cross Worlds, even though it's not out yet.
Nintendo clearly doesn't know its user base. Like
Nintendo really fumbled this one,
and now people
Someone
are saying
should get fired for that blunder.
Now people are saying Mario Kart World is bad. It's overrated.
You know what? I agree.
It's amazing.
Mario Kart sucks.
Yeah, I mean, we waited, what, 10 years? Over 10 years for this?
10 years, and you can't even pick a normal race?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Absolutely,
what
absolutely
is this?
horrible.
What is this, the Super Nintendo?
The Super Nintendo. So I've also been playing Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour.
The $10 free demo?
Yes, and I had such mixed things about that. Like, I don't know what my backlog review is going to be. Like, I just don't. It's so frustrating. It's like, part of me is like, wow, this is like extremely cool as someone.
For context, backlogged as in the website.
Not
the concept.
But like, yeah, it's like, because part of me, like, who loves, like, how everything works, like, taking apart consoles and seeing how everything works and doing all that, like, it's awesome. It is, like, freaking just amazing. And it's like, it's a experimental, like, developer interview, pretty much. And it's really, really, really cool. And then you have the Nintendo side of it, where it's like, this is the Nintendo Switch 2, and you have the Nintendo Switch 2 logo, like, freaking everywhere, and you walk around as these, like, nameless, hollow human figures that just walk around this exhibit where you're just walking on a Nintendo Switch with no context and why or how you're there. And there are people all around you that are like, I'm gonna do this. Sweetheart, let's go to the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller today. Why don't we? Let's
go hang out on the left analog nub.
And then I hope my kids ask for a Switch 2 Wii wheel. Like, what?
I want to pay $25 for plastic.
And it's just like, and the mini games are just super, like, some of them are awesome, but like, no, the mini games are subpar. The demos are awesome.
Mini games are awesome. Wait,
no. I meant to say that the demos.
Hold on,
are awesome.
I meant they suck.
But no, the mini games are subpar, and we're like, they're just not like. Okay, remember how like We Play and Nintendo Land were like they showed off how the console worked, but they did it in like by translating it into a game itself. Yeah, they pretty much just scrapped that, and now it's just a hollow, like, corporate, just, like, this is the Switch 2, you know? It's hard to explain. It's like...
I know how to explain it.
Okay,
Astro's Playroom is what you'd expect from Nintendo, and Welcome to Nintendo Switch Tour is what you'd expect from Sony.
That's a really good way of putting it, yes.
Because I expected Astro's Playroom, as someone who didn't play the VR game, to just be, like, a little robot... being like, and here's the CPU. It's got like 12 teraflops of gigafarts, and then like it would like starts talking in like a digitized voice, like I'm the CPU. I'm gonna tell you how my processes affect the game.
Yeah.
And then Nintendo would be like, oh, let's make this like cute little guy and have him run around the Switch.
Let's have Mario come out of the Switch 2.
And Mario's just like, hello, welcome to the Switch.
I'm the new voice actor. I suck.
Does he? Does he suck? I don't think he sucks.
He doesn't suck.
But I haven't played a game with him in it yet, but I don't think he sucks.
Nah, he doesn't suck. He just sucks. Anyway,
so this is a fanfiction podcast.
Yeah.
I have another choice for you.
Oh, no.
So, as the audience is earnestly keeping up with, we're watching all the Sony Pictures animated movies.
I know. I'm afraid of this.
All right?
No.
So most recently, we watched the abomination that is Peter Rabbit with the abomination that is James Corden as the abomination that is Peter Rabbit. It is not that.
Okay, good.
It is even better.
No.
You have the choice between two movies. I have saved this. We were in the middle of DreamWorks when I saved these.
All right.
In anticipation for this, because I was so curious. And man, is there some gold in here. Do you want to read a fan fiction based off of the hit animated movie Angry Birds from 2016? Or do you want to Or do you want to read a fan fiction based off of the hit animated movie, the Emoji Movie?
I knew it!
And here's the kicker. The one you don't pick today, we will read next time.
All right.
So it's a lose-lose situation.
Well, let's just go in chronological order, I think. Let's do that.
Okay. There are 2 Angry Birds fan fictions that I have.
What?
One of them, so as a reminder to the audience, I put notes, like very short notes next to the fan fiction so I know what they are at a glance in my document. Do you want the one where it just says gay and nothing else? Or the one that says actually good?
What? You suck, dude. Oh my god.
Those are the 2 Angry Birds fan fictions that I picked like a year ago, probably.
Well, okay. It is currently June 28th.
Can't have been a year ago.
June 28th. It is still Pride Month.
Gay.
Which means
gay.
We're doing gay.
This won't come out when gay is relevant, but hey, okay. Okay. Copy, reply, paste, send.
All right. Right now, my most recent email is Papa John's. Thank you for placing your Papa John's pizza order 226524592 thing whatever. Refreshing. So the Papa John's. It's still refreshing. All right. The link is just says, "It's you where I belong."
It's you where I belong.
Let's go into it. It's You Where I Belong by Strongman.
Sounds like a Kojima character.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I was on Blue Sky and there's like a promotion where like Wario 64 is Death Stranding 2 is doing promotion with Domino's Pizza, and then someone quote tweeted beep boop beep beep, Sam, it's me, Stuffed Crustman.
No, but see, no one made the obvious joke of it just being the pizza guy from the first game who kept ordering pizza. Like, come on.
Okay, but maybe that's his name.
Stuffed Crustman.
Stuffed Crustman is the pizza guy from the first game.
I didn't finish that side quest, so actually, it probably was Kojima. I hope it was Kojima that wanted the pizzas.
We'll never know.
Anyway, we never will, because I'm never playing that game again.
Since Red, Chuck, and Bob are now roommates, their first night together was great. But this time, Chuck had a dream about Red and is feared that he might be in love with the guy. Plus, it might even ruin their friendship. So he must keep it a secret. But will his urges get the best of him?
Oh, will the
Reddit
urges
Fiction
come?
K, Romance Humor, Red, Chuck, Matilda, 3 chapters, 3,238 words. When was it? Oh, published May 31st, 2016.
Prime Angry Birds hours right there.
Absolutely, dude.
Updated half a year later. Probably finished it, honestly, because it's 3 chapters. Of course, we don't have to read all of it. I feel like we're going to. All right. Do we get into it?
I think we get into it.
I mean, we can talk about the Angry Birds movie. I don't know if we did.
Angry Birds movie
was fine.
Yeah.
But for video game movies that existed up to that point, it was amazing.
Yeah,
because it didn't suck. Basically,
it had all the elements. I mean, everybody but Red and Chuck were good. I'd say, because Chuck was voiced by Josh Gad. So
somehow I was fully expecting him to be the worst part. Not even close.
No,
Red was so bad.
Yeah,
Red was he was miscast and miswritten. Is that how you say it? Just poorly written?
Yeah.
And actually, no, I think Red wasn't poorly written. I think everyone around him was so poorly written.
Really?
Because Red was the most justified character in that entire movie. Everything he did made sense, except for 2 scenes where he had an actual anger outburst.
Yeah.
And one of the two scenes, it was a justified anger outburst. So it's like there was one point in the movie where he got unjustifiably angry. And that's when he was like, it's right at the beginning, so it's not a spoiler. He gets upset and throws a kick at someone. Yeah. That's a little too far. He can yell. I don't care about him yelling. That's like fine, whatever.
Yeah.
But him throwing the cake, that's a little too far. But I can see that that's a little too far. But everything he does from that point forward is complete, like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, I'm sitting there like, okay, I get it. Like, I may not do that myself, but I would think about doing it. I would bring it up. I'd be like, hey, why don't we go do this? And if people said no, then be like, okay, that's your fault, not mine.
Right.
Red is actually a better person than most of us because he took the initiative. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, I know.
He took the initiative. Yeah. He stopped the pigs, man.
Yeah, when no one else would.
Maybe I should. I mean, it's not. It's a freaking Angry Birds movie. Of course, he stops the pigs.
Yeah, he stops the pigs. Everyone stops the pigs.
We need to put a flashing like warning at the beginning, like sirens blaring, like warning, mild Angry Birds movie spoilers.
But yeah, no, I like there are good jokes. That's the thing that surprised me the most.
The best joke in the whole movie was there's a time lapse of them climbing a mountain and a summit, and it turns out to be the wrong mountain. And then there's a time lapse of Bomb just having a complete mental breakdown. Like the other two climb down the mountain, he doesn't. He just starts crying, and then eventually they come back up, and it's just a silent time lapse with like the soundtrack playing over it. Yeah, and it's like really, it's like this is so funny. Yeah, like why isn't this in other? And then like the next comedic scene is Peter Dinklage, Mighty Eagle, pissing into a pool. Yeah, the pool that they spent a suspicious amount of time swimming in. Like you can tell something's gonna happen with the enormous amount of time they spend showing them swimming, and Red saying let's not do that because I have a bad feeling. You know, Red just has a bad feeling, and because it's a piss pool. Yeah,
so it's like
it is that point in the movie is like the top and the bottom of the humor. Yeah, like back to back. It's very interesting.
It is. If you were any like a fan of Angry Birds back in the day, highly recommend you watch it. Yeah, just
we still thought it was okay.
Yeah,
as fans
it was
of Angry
okay.
Birds
you
back
know,
then.
like it was very pretty. I will say that.
I was gonna mention it's Sony, so it has visual chops. Yeah, just like Peter Rabbit, as I mentioned when we were watching.
But yeah, I really hate it because like Terrence was like the coolest part of the movie at first, and then they just assassinated him like near the end. It was
I don't know how you assassinate a character who doesn't say a single word, but they did it in the same movie.
And it's crazy. Bomb was like the most consistent.
Bomb was good. Yeah, Bomb was pretty good.
I actually like the cast is right, written well. Like he was the most solid. He actually has his own arc, which is pretty cool.
Unlike anyone else.
But yeah, anyway.
All right, this is my first fanfic of the Angry Birds movie. Description. Oh boy, gosh, I haven't seen the film, and honestly, from now on, I'm gonna start looking at the Rotten Tomato in quotes on new releases, so that way I don't waste my time and money. Because you see how busy I am with writing stories for my fans with a Z. Pairings: Red/Chuck, Philip/Cyrus. Mime/Leonard / in parentheses.
Okay. What?
Philip?
Who the heck is
Cyrus?
All right.
I know the mime character.
Yeah, I know the mime character too. Okay, wait.
Leonard's probably someone. Go to Angry Birds Wiki.
Philip. He's just a blue bird.
Just a blue bird?
Yeah, he's just a generic bird. It's just what?
Let me see this guy.
Philip is a bird who thinks an apple is a phone.
I don't remember that joke.
Yeah, not much is known about Philip, but he's kind of dim-witted, as is shown to be thinking that an apple is a phone, or how does it work? Does not know what a castle is.
How did they get this from not watching the movie?
What?
I watched. I don't even know who this. Cyrus.
Yeah, look up Cyrus.
Cyrus. He's the big white one from the background. They're background characters.
All right, who's Leonard?
Leonard, is that how you said it?
Is that how you say it? Not how you not say it? What?
Leonard.
Oh, Leonard.
Leonard.
I said Leonard. Oh my gosh.
Leonard. He's the main pig. Leonard Mudbeard.
Oh yeah, he is.
I'm calling him Leonard from now on. To the point where I'll probably forget that that's not how you say it. All right. Dates, January 25th and April 24th. Don't know what that means. Rated K. Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
On Bird Island, Red was in his house sleeping with his roommates. Chuck was sleeping in a sleeping bag. That was one sentence, by the way. The canary was tossing and turning because he was dreaming about Red and him holding hand while walking through the forest. Then they were having a picnic. Red was sharing his sandwich with him before the canary scooted closer, making Red put his hand around him and slowly stroked his cheek. Chuck put his hand on top of his and gently put it down on the ground. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Red stroked his boyfriend's black little hairs before puckering his lips. Birds don't have those, by the way. Chuck smiled and did the same as their lips were just inches away until suddenly clouds of gray started to move in and the canary opened his eyes as he soon felt a strong hand and screamed in horror before getting up and running for his life at 100 mph. Red wondered where he was going in such a hurry until he looked at his arms. He didn't believe it, so he rushed to a pond and look clearly for himself. He saw his reflection and screamed at the top of his lungs because he was changing into Ross. Who's Ross? Who's Ross?
What?
Ross? Is that a Ross? Ross is the default pig. Like from the games, not from the movie.
Really? Wait, he has a name?
Ross also acts as the main protagonist in Bad Piggies.
What?
He's just the guy. He's literally the guy. He's just the default pig. The one you're picturing in your head right now is Ross.
Oh my god.
There's only one.
That's crazy.
So Red from the movie is turning into Ross from the games. So we're now having a crossover of the canons. In reality, Red was shaking him awake. Do you want to be Red?
Sure, I'll be Red. Chuck, you're dreaming.
He said that he woke up and panted.
Why don't you sleep with me tonight?
This is amazing. He suggested. Really? Chuck asked.
Well, it might get to the shove because I was having an amazing dream.
Red said, standing up, smiling, then saw his best friend looking down, feeling ashamed for disturbing him. He sighed, kneeled down, and put a hand on his shoulder.
Come on.
He's a triangle. What are his shoulders? He got up and went back to bed. I think I question these too much. I always say, like, I should stop interrupting myself, but I keep doing it. Chuck looked up to see Bomb sleeping like a baby. His legs and feet were hanging down, but his round body was flat on the hammock, laying on the side of his face, snoring. He scoffed and got up, then went toward his possible boyfriend. He got under the covers and resting his head on Red's arm, Red went right to sleep. Chuck tried not to dream of his best friend again because he just can't be in love with him. It would be very weird, plus Red would hate him if he found out. Red invited you to the bed, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, what the heck?
He kept saying to himself, I must not dream of Red, quietly to himself, but that didn't help at all because he was already having it. He felt Red breathing down his neck, and what only made him even more provoked in his feelings. This is rated K, by the way. Of course, he was not as open-minded as Red. He was not as open-minded as Red, apparently. Okay. More like scared, but being this close to him sort of feels right, and he shouldn't think like that about him, though he could not see another way around it. Red grunted, which made Chuck nervous. He heard me, I just know it. He thought, but gladly that wasn't the case, as he was just turning towards the wall, much to his relief. Now that Red had turned around, he had time to think freely without any disturbances aside from Bomb's snoring. Maybe he actually was in love with his best friend, but how? He had no attraction to him, so why does he feel this way? Is it his eyes or his cuteness? Either way, he just had to accept his desire, but something must have triggered this fondness. It was probably just a phase, he yawned. Maybe it'll clear up tomorrow, he said before finally going to sleep while he just let his dream resume in its state. On another part of the island, Mime, which by the way is a mime, was at his house looking out the window using his binoculars, looking at the pig's crumbled castle, and saw everyone sleeping on the rubble, but Leonard still had his royal bed and part of his room left from the explosion.
Oh my gosh,
he said in a lovingly. Mime went down his steps and quietly cracked the door open to slide through. He looked around to see if anybody else was sleeping. They were, so he tiptoed while Sly Cooper's sneaky music played in the background. He gave out a quiet haha before Philip opened the window for Cyrus when he saw something out there. He looked around but saw no sign of movement, so he just shrugged his shoulders and went back to bed. Do you want to be Cyrus?
What were you looking at out there?
Cyrus asked, congested, and sniffed. It's nothing. I thought I saw some...
Wait, what?
They don't have proper quotes. This is also Cyrus, I think.
It's nothing. I thought I saw something, but I guess I didn't.
He got into bed with his congested husband and sighed.
What the heck is happening?
We've got congested husbands over here. Who's saying this?
Is Cyrus? What?
Maybe Cyrus and Philip should just be the same voice from you, just because there's no way we'll be able to differentiate.
Don't worry, tomorrow's a new day,
he said, but he heard the sound of his better half snoring, so Cyrus turned to the opposite side. He started to think that marrying Philip was a huge mistake because he really deserved someone way better. He honestly felt like that he was holding him back from everything he wanted to do. Don't know which of those he's belongs to who.
Well, how happened to the mime? What?
The mime is off, dude. The mime is going somewhere. Having Philip take care of him, Cyrus can tell that he was miserable, just he judging his facial expressions. He must show something to make himself a better lover, but until then, he needed a break. Mime was hiding in a bush and stuck his head out once it was all clear, then came out and continued tiptoeing toward the castle. Alright, in italics, bold, and underlined, like I mentioned up top, I haven't seen the movie, not played any of the app games, but I have done some research on this and saw the ending on YouTube, so if I missed anything, please write a review, but make sure to do it as anonymous, because I don't know how to delete logged in members, and it gives me a headache knowing that. There's a small problem. I don't know who the heck is that very handsome bird is with the blue and purple feathers plus green eyes. Tell me the name, or if he doesn't have one, then I'll make a name for him.
This dude has not played the games, has not watched the movie.
But he saw the very handsome bird is with the blue and purple feathers plus green eyes, so he really wanted to make this fanfiction.
This is a true fanfiction author, if I've ever seen one. Wow.
Just pumping these out so quickly, he don't have time to see the movie. He's got to get them out.
Yeah, for the fans.
For the fans.
What's this profile? Is this a Balto? I think is this a Balto profile? What?
I think it's a random screenshot from Balto that's like one of those funny screenshots where
it's like
it kind of looks like sex.
Oh.
I think that's what it is. It's a dog like tackling another dog, but the freeze frame makes it look kind of like it could be sex if you're immature.
Okay, who is Strongman? Oh, oh my, Among Us.
Among Us?
Wolf Among Us. He's made Wolf Among Us.
Oh, Wolf
I was
Among
so
Us.
happy. I was like, dude, he's got turbo fanfictions?
Turbo?
Rise
Oh,
the
no, gay
Guardian?
snails. I don't know if I can do gay snails. I mean, gay birds is already pretty...
Okay, this guy's a male.
Kiss your friend. Kiss your friend.
And he's 30.
Harry and Howley are... Will Maya catch on?
What?
This is a dog thing. Kiss your friend.
Yeah. King of Booty.
This is my first fanfiction of the show. Pupstruction? Is that real? Pupstruction. What? This is a real show. Pupstruction is an American animated television series created by Travis Braun. I don't care. What is it? Show me a picture. They don't have pictures. It's a Disney Plus, Disney Junior thing.
Oh.
Pupstruction. Oh my gosh, it looks hideous. It looks like those like Fisher-Price toys, just like as CG characters.
Oh yeah, one of those.
They're like super square.
All right, dude, we gotta save this guy. Like,
well, do we continue the fan fiction? We only finished chapter 1. There's 3 of them.
I didn't even notice.
You thought that was the end? We need to see what happens to mine.
Yeah, we do.
We might be able to finish this actually. This is chapter. Oh wait, I never even said it. Chapter 1 was called First Night. Chapter 2 is called Seeing You in Another Light. This is my second chapter of the Angry Birds movie. So now we're just doing the movie.
All right.
Oh boy. Description. I would like to applaud Anonymous for taking time out of his/her busy schedule to review and giving me the rundown on the movie, and I got the perfect name for the handsome fellow as well.
Thank you, Anonymous.
Okay. Pairings. Red/Chuck, Philip/Cyrus, Mime/Leonard, Peckinpah/Cyrus. Oh, dude, we might got some cheating.
Oh,
because Cyrus is in 2 relationships.
And Red.
Red/Zach. Well, Red and Chuck aren't shipped yet.
Yeah.
Chuck is just having wet dreams about Red. Basically.
Yeah.
Parentheses /
Jason, I searched Zach. I searched Zach on the wiki. There's no results. I don't know who this Zach is.
I remember there being a Zach in Angry Birds though.
I just searched Zach on it and nothing.
Huh. Well,
so, okay.
I thought Zach was like the inflation bird.
No, that's Bubbles.
That's Bubbles? Oh, that's an amazing name.
Yeah.
I'm just going to Google it. Zach Angry Bird.
Nothing comes up, does it?
Not really.
Yeah.
It's a misspelling. Zach with a CH instead of a K is a tiny little bluebird.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, yep. He's a hatchling. Oh, my gosh. This is going to be a rough one. All right.
I don't know.
That's why I'm getting from the wiki is that, yeah, it's like a blue hatchling.
Because he's in the characters introduced in 2019 category, which means it's not possible for this to be the same category. Or the same, Poopy John? Who's Poopy John? This is a picture of a dog.
What?
Oh, this is a completely different wiki. They put different wikis on the sidebar?
Yeah, on fandom.
Poopy John is from a different... I was like, why is there a picture of a random dog, and why is it called Poopy John?
Jason, we have a lot to get to.
Rated K. Mime had finally made it to the area of the castle grounds. He found that every pig was sleeping in different positions.
Oh my gosh.
He looked at them while searching for his possible boyfriend. Everyone has possible boyfriends. No one has definitive boyfriends. Oh, there are husbands though. Oh yeah. What was the funny thing about the?
Just keep going.
He walked without tripping on the rubble, and in front of him he saw him, Leonard, lying flat on his back, licking his lips while snorting. The bird giving the look of love to him. What is the look of love? The leader pig was dreaming of having some of those delicious eggs that he stole, cooking them over the fire with his friends. I'll get those eggs, and once they're in my mouth. He was talking in his sleep and turned on his stomach. Be nice to know if the quotations were done properly. Mime had an ingenious idea on his mind, and he rubbed his hands together and tiptoed over the remains of the stairs. Then once he was close to the bed, Leonard was talking in his sleep again. Foreman, is that you? Mime paused for a minute and stayed silent. Could you give your king a soothing massage? He asked before scratching his booty. The bird looked around to see if he had been discovered, which he didn't. He gulped down, got on the bed, and down on his knees, gave a serious look, and cracked his knuckles that he doesn't have before starting. As his fingers touched the green skin, Mime inhaled and exhaled out. He began to perform the massage. Leonard must have had a rough day, he thought, hinting that he doesn't care if he was evil or not. Cyrus exited Philip's house after leaving a note explaining why, which was all done quietly without sneezing. He was just walking the path with no regrets of looking back, so he divorced him.
Right. Hope he had a good life without me.
He divorced him with a note in the middle of the night. This is amazing, actually. He sneezed and wiped his nose as he walked on. Judge Peckinpah, oh, that's the judge, was walking from his house in sorrow, because even if everyone know about his true height, he still needs Cyrus because he wasn't more just his apprentice and a dear friend.
Okay, I remember now.
So the judge was doing the standing on a person bit that made him look taller, and the Cyrus character was the one below him, and the joke was that he would sneeze a lot.
Okay, yeah, I remember now.
Judge Peckinpah was in love with him despite his many mistakes. His thoughts on Cyrus was that he was his cream to his cream to his sugar.
His cream to his sugar.
What am I gonna do now? He asked himself, looking up at the sky in depression. Suddenly, he heard a sneeze. He missed that sweet sound whenever he went to sleep and faced forwards to see Cyrus in the distance sneezing. Peckinpah was smiled with glee at the sight of him. Though he was tired-eyed, knowing Cyrus was an eye's length was waking his heart up, so he ran with open arms. Cyrus stopped to take a breather with a hand was on a tree until he saw his former partner running towards him. He was happy to see him, that cute little face of his. He sneezed again until Peckinpah stopped when he was inches away. The owl slowly approached him with open arms. You came back to me, he said. All Cyrus said in response was that he sneezed on him.
Sorry.
He apologized, but the owl shushed him. Shh, it's okay. He hugged him as long as his arms could reach, not caring if it was disgusting because he was pretty much used to it by now since he enjoyed the company. How was life without me? He asked, worried about him.
It's been devastating.
He cried into his chest.
I need my friend back.
Cyrus felt much more aspirated than ever before. Thank you, he said sweetly. So, what do you say? Take me back? I don't know who's saying this, by the way. I'm just guessing. Mm-hmm. He asked blushingly. Cyrus... Oh, he asked blushing. I just made up a word there. Cyrus was so happy that he started to let out a big sneeze, but this time, he did it covering his beak. Bless you, the owl said, smiling, and took his hands. Cyrus was blushing as well, because he never knew. He never know that Peckinpah would be this attracted to him. Cyrus yawned because he was dead tired. Why don't you stay with me tonight? He suggested, making the congested bird.
Sure.
He wiped his nose.
Do you have a tissue?
He asked after doing that. Of course, I always keep some with me. They remind me of you every time I look at them. The moving passion in his voice was smoothing to his heart, and maybe he was in love with him as well, but Philip, he truly deserves so much better than having to deal with his allergies every single day. Could marrying him was due to the fact that he wanted to be free from hiding under a robe? He figured that if he'd marry, then it'd make him less insecure, but he couldn't deny where his heart belonged. They too heading to the owl's house with him leading the way. Still don't know who him is. There are like 12 hymns in this.
Everyone is a hymn.
Everyone is just him. At Red's residence, Chuck was asleep until he went a hand wrapped around him. It was his possible boyfriend, Red.
I see you.
He was talking in his sleep, which made the canary whimper quietly while cringing. He had the feels once again from his touch, but soon his eyes bugged out when Red licked his cheek and smiled. What is this, Death Stranding? Could he be dreaming about me? He thought. Unfortunately, he wasn't what he was dreaming about. It was some other bird. One neither of the guys has ever seen before, including himself. He was dashingly handsome with dark hair, with blue and purple feathers, such beautiful green eyes, like it was clear as day. He was also charming, smooth talking, and just plain dreamy. Zach was his name. Don't wear it out, cause he'll make you drool.
Okay, wait.
I think this is the guy from the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
When Red thinks the girls are like
I was
waving
just
at
going
him,
to say
and he
that.
like
yes
steps on him.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think this is the guy.
Do you think the wiki has an article on him as like
but
the
his name's
bird
not
from the
Zach.
beginning of the movie? Anyway, the author's note. The second chapter might be better than the first because I added more detail, but you'll be the judge of that. That's the thing. Fanfiction authors they just have that mindset that more detail equals better, but it does not at all. I ain't never seen a minute in my entire life because I saw them on television and they're pretty scary, but it's just my judgment. I don't know what that sentence was about. Chuck is going to be heartbroken once he finds out the truth about when Red's love interest is not him. I visited a farm before, so pigs are filthy animals. But in this movie, they're kind of cute, especially Leonard and Ross. Ross isn't in the movie.
He is.
Oh, is he the...
He's just the other pig. Like, just... Like,
why
remember
would,
when
why
Leonard...
would I care?
Sir, like, first, like, you know...
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
While I was doing the heart-to-heart chat scene with Peckinpah and Cyrus, a song came to mind called Need You Now by Lady Antebellum.
Do I search that?
I know what the song is. I can't think of it.
Oh, yeah, you can't copy... You can't highlight text.
I don't let you copy and paste.
Never mind, I don't care anymore.
Fanfiction.net. Are we ready for Chapter 3, Crazy About You?
We're not playing under Deltarune tonight.
This is the third chapter of the Angry Birds movie. Pairings! Red/Chuck, Philip/Cyrus, Mime/Leonardo, Pick and Paw/Cyrus, Red/Zach/ Rated K. The sun was rising and Red awoken, stretching when he noticed that Chuck was on the floor.
Chuck, what are you doing on the floor?
He asked, yawning while looking at his best friend's back. The canary mumbled, I find this more comfortable.
Well, you have to get up.
He sat on the edge. Help me. He mumbled again. Red sighed.
Okay, here I come.
He jumped off and pulled him up by putting his hands around his waist. See, that extra detail made it better. Mm-hmm. Bomb woke up to the sound of grunting and opened his eyes, looking at the two acting in a way they really shouldn't.
Aw, that's nice,
the black bird said. Red finally got his friend up on his feet. Thanks, he turned to him. So what do we do now? He asked. Just pick one of the two, he said.
All right, let's see.
He put both hands on his hips.
We could either go visit Matilda or Aunt Terrence or just see Mighty Eagle.
I vote to go see Mighty Eagle, Chuck said.
No.
Chick said.
Wait for me!
Bomb said as he tried to get off the hammock but failed and fell. I think that's the first time you corrected me on saying the right thing instead of the wrong thing. Normally I'm doing that to you.
Yep.
Chuck jumped up into Red's arms in fear that he could get shushed. The canary was tempted to touch him like before and maybe kiss him on the cheek, but he kept his urges at bay for now, though he just had to tell someone, a very close friend. We'll never find out the end of that plot line because Philip woke up hoping to find his husband beside him, but when he felt around, there was nothing. He sat up with the covers sitting, I almost said shitting, on his lower half. Cyrus, he looked around the room, then he got out of bed and sat on the edge. He rubbed his chin down.
He wouldn't just leave without telling me,
he said to himself. He fully got out of bed and walked around, wondering why he would just leave. Was he a bad husband or something? That is until he saw the note on the table, so he walked to it. It was sneezed on while he was writing, of course, but Philip had no problem picking it up and reading it.
Dear Philip, I had to leave forever because I simply can't have you taking care of me anymore since you have other things to do in life. But there is an owl who is going to cater to me, and I was such a fool, so I'm going back to him.
I hate this. He puts the letter down back on the table, inside in depression, but smiled.
I am proud of you,
he said to himself again. Then the phone rang, so he walked to pick it up.
Hello?
But he said, but there was no answer. It was just an apple. Leonard had already woken up and scratched his belly. Ah, shoot. Now I was having and I was having a sweet dream about enjoying those succulent eggs. He licked his lips while rubbing his stomach. He heard snoring beside him. It was one of those birds. He sniffed him all over. He can't be one of them. He's different. He smelled him again. And cute, he said softly as he pulled slowly away. Just then Ross, his right-hand pig, approached him and greeted the leader.
Leonard, what is this bird going in your bed? he asked.
He's not an ordinary bird. He is one of a kind. He looked at the mime and stroked its cheek before giving him a kiss.
Well, we already set out a plot with your plan,
Ross said until Mime greasily woke up. He smacked his lips, but let out a yawn which was silent. He was stunned to see that Leonard was staring at him. Pretty soon, the whole pig army thought that their leader was Bring Attack.
Let's get the spy,
one said, and they all got their plungers, then charged at the remains of the tower. But when they got close, Leonard halted them and then turned around, followed by crossing his arms with an evil smile upon his face.
Oh my gosh.
Mime gasped as he shockingly got out of bed to find that all eyes were on him. It's okay, boys. Nothing to see here. The leader pig walked slowly to him after clearing the area. Mime was going to faint, but Leonard had caught him in his arms. How'd you get here? He demanded. He acted out the scenes that happened, but his hands were shaking. So you were spying on me while I was sleeping. He moved close to his face, causing Mime to nod quickly. The pig smiled again. Perhaps you could be my wing bird, he said smoothly. Mime blushed and took out his hand.
I think that's...
I see that you're a mime. He took his hand and they shook hands. They parted, the parted. Well, you already know who we are, he said with both hands on his hips. The pig turned around and started to walk down the remaining stairs, but turned his head. I'll give you a tour. Not much, though, he said, and landed a chuckle. Then the mime walked by his side and took his hand. Leonard took one more glance at him. He's a cute little birdie, he thought before the pig showed his around. Peckinpah and Cyrus were getting ready for work. I love this job, but not as much as I love you, Cyrus. The owl walked to the edge of his perch and jumped down on his head with his robe covering this white bird.
I feel the exact same way.
He peeked out with one eye until he felt the sneeze coming, so he quickly shut himself up, but his sneeze blew through his robe. Bless you, Peckinpah said.
Thank you, sir.
He replied after sniffing, and they walked on. Yeah, so Peckinpah doesn't really mind the sick bird. He loves what's on the inside and out through some birds way disagree. But what about Philip? The only reason I paired Philip was that he wouldn't be lonely all the time. And that's it.
Jason, I regret starting this podcast with you.
I don't. Because next time... Dude, next time... Mega Man 2, and should I tease you?
Oh no, you said the Emoji Movie.
Should I tease you?
What are you talking about?
Should I do Gene the Commie? That's a good one. Tune in next time to Gene the Well, next 2 times. To make sure that you like, that you comment. Comment with the plot of the Angry Birds movie. Actually, that reminds me. I want to see if that comment is actually there.
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea.
No.
But maybe it was like a... Really?
I mean... Oh, I guess it's like 3 sentences. The one by Anonymous. Like...
Okay, yeah, but I'm not seeing the Zach. So, okay, yeah, so I think he just...
Zach was the made-up name.
Yeah, so he's giving credit to, like, who the bird was. Like, telling, like, the person telling who the bird was and giving context to the movie. But he just made up his own name for it. So, that makes a lot more sense. Okay. But yeah,
so this author, I know I was ending it, but now I need to talk about this. This author was just literally going in blind, just probably looking on the Wikipedia to see what names were filled in.
Yeah.
Wait. And then because this anonymous comment mentioned that I'm surprised Cyrus isn't in a relationship with Peckinpah since they work closely together. And guess what? Chapter 2. he divorces his husband to go to Peckinpah because the author looked up like that plot line on Wikipedia probably.
Absolutely crazy.
And then found out what they did.
What the heck?
That didn't make any sense. I didn't know who those two were, but then when I figured out who Cyrus was, I was like, why isn't he with the freaking... Wasn't that Keegan-Michael Key too?
One of them was Keegan-Michael Key.
It was the judge.
Oh,
Peckinpah was Keegan-Michael Key. I'm like 90% sure. I don't want to look it up because share this with a friend. Tell them about it. Tell them about I don't know what's a good one to recommend to first timers. Bakugan: The New Resistance.
No,
that's a good one.
Oh! My favorite is Pheromones, Hormones, and Yoshi. My personal favorite.
That is age restrict. No, that one isn't.
Yeah.
No, that one is.
Oh.
Pheromones, Hormones, and Yoshi is age restricted. So a slightly less age restricted one is Attitudes and Immaturity. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Our very first one too.
Or Sarah's Malagasy Adventure Part 2. Yeah. You don't have to like.
Yeah. There's no like. Actually, no. Send them to Part 3 because that one doesn't. I still don't think that one doesn't have any views.
No. Part 2. Watch Part 2. Anyway, yeah.
See ya.
Bye.